Well, hi, everybody. This is Silvio Canto in Dallas, Texas on Monday, November 27th. Welcome to our video commentary. You know, we live in interesting times. I think, in fact, there's a Chinese saying that says, may you always live in interesting times, or something like that. I'm not going to quote it perfectly, I'll just kind of paraphrase it. And we do live in very interesting times. Over the weekend, I read a story from New Zealand that there's a man in New Zealand, a transgender, a man who has decided to become a woman, and I don't know how far he's gone in that particular objective, but he has been accepted to compete in the women's weightlifting team, the New Zealand weightlifting team. They're apparently going to be going to some competition, the Commonwealth Games, which I assume has to do with countries like the UK, Canada, maybe Australia, New Zealand, those kinds of countries. And he's going to be competing with the women. He's going to be part of the women's team, the weightlifting team. And I personally, I find this to be objectionable. I think this is way beyond civil rights. I think this is insanity when you have something like this. And in today's podcast, if you look in my blog talk radio page, or my blog, or my Facebook page, or on Twitter, you're going to see a conversation. You're going to hear a conversation that I had with Thomas Monk, a friend of mine in South Texas, who's a weightlifting enthusiast. I mean, he follows weightlifting, has done a lot of reading, knows a great deal about the sport. And we talked a little bit about the idea of having a man, a physical male, participating in an event or in a competition with women, and the disadvantage that it puts women in, because obviously he's a man. He's 39 years old. He's taken apparently a lot of different injections or whatever to be feminized. But at the end of the day, he comes into this contest with some physical advantages over a woman. And in this conversation that I had with Tom, and I really hope you have a chance to listen to it, you'll be able to hear some of the tangible reasons as to why this is a mistake. Now, exactly where this is going to go, I don't know. I understand that some people are appealing this person's the person joining the team. I understand this is under appeal. It may not actually happen, but it could happen. It could happen. And if it does, I think that's a travesty and a great injustice to women's sports. There's a lot of women who practice very hard, whether it's weightlifting, whether it's running, whatever the sport is. There's a lot of women who practice very hard to develop their skills to be the very best woman possible in a particular sport. And when you start bringing men into those competitions, you're really cheating those women who have done the very best and have worked the very best to become the very best woman at that particular activity. So I hope that we put an end to this. But frankly, the only way that I see this thing ending is if women stand up and say, no, we're not going to participate in this travesty. We're not going to allow this. And we're not going to be part of the competition if the committee or whatever allows this to happen. This whole thing with transgender is very complicated, and I know we could do a whole show on this, and I don't really want to get into the emotional side of all of this. We don't have time, and I'm not really an expert to talk about that. But certainly when it comes to a man who thinks he's a woman competing in women's sports, I do think that puts women at a disadvantage. And I think it's about time, frankly, that women, and it's going to take women, simply draw the line and say, you know what, we're not putting up with this. We're not accepting this. And hopefully that will put some sanity back into the equation. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to the to the commentary. And as I say, we have these on my Twitter page. We have them on my blog. We have them on the YouTube page. And I remind you again that the interview that I did with Thomas Monk was just absolutely excellent. And I think you're going to enjoy the information that he presents on this particular topic. Have a great day, everybody. I hope you had a good Thanksgiving. I hope everybody's getting ready for Christmas. Have a good day, everybody. Bye-bye. This is Silvio Canto in Dallas.